This episode may contain language or discussions that may be offensive or triggering. Refer to the episode summary for details. And welcome to She.Confidential podcast. I'm Charlene Ketchum, and today I am chatting with Miss Eden Gilliam. She's the founder and an esthetician, and she founded Eve Milan New York. And she is providing products and services so that you get to wear makeup because you want to and not because you have to. And today we are going to chat about all the things that you need to do to keep your skin glowing and healthy during this dry, cold weather. We're going to talk about the role of nutrition and having healthy and beautiful skin and just everything related to how you can look great without the makeup if that's what you choose. So thank you so much,
Yep.
Eden.
Thank you for having me. I'm excited.
Yeah.
I love girl
Yes,
chat.
girl chat about beauty, all things beauty. One of the things I
hmm
loved when I was visiting your website, and so before we started recording, I told you one of the things I actually discovered you through a magazine that was talking about one of your popular signature products. And that I worked backwards from that to going on your social media and website. And one of the things that really stood out to me and spoke to me just on a personal level was your slogan of wearing makeup or making your skin healthy, so that you wear makeup because you want to, not because you have to. Because a lot of us,
Yes.
we didn't grow up learning about skincare health. Like I use
At all.
Noxzema and I put Vaseline on in the wintertime. Like
Yeah.
that was the skincare. That works when you're younger, but then as you get older and you have hormones and you're eating more processed foods and then you start dealing with stress and all those things, it starts to take a toll. And so I have to
Right. Right.
confess that I didn't develop a skincare routine until like last year.
Okay.
So
Listen,
I'm being
it's
honest here. So I was very late in life.
because
Like,
the one thing I've been an esthetician for 11 years, and when I started, skincare was not a popular thing.
mm,
But now it's like all these extra skincare enthusiasts that are making people feel like you have to have 10 steps. You have to do this and take time and have this equipment and it's kind of like y'all doing too much. Like stop, right? And I think it makes people feel intimidated when they go to approach a routine. How do they properly put one together? What, I'm not doing enough because this person is doing all of this and maybe I'm not taking care of myself. It's I'm happy that you're honest and you got on it, and amen.
yeah, yeah, it's been a journey, because what I quickly discovered is a lot of just buying things at the store. Like
Mhm.
enlist the help of a professional. Like that's one of my non-expert tips that I would give people before you just start snatching up all these things in the store, or at least go to a company like Eve Milan's and find out what products they might have for your particular skin type and skin needs versus just going to Walgreens like I did. And you're like, oh, I have acne prone skin. I'm going to buy all this stuff that says acne prone skin because what I actually did was like a lot more damage, like in destroying my skin barrier. And I
Hmm.
wasn't wearing sunscreen, which y'all don't do that. Wear sunscreen, and all those different things. And so I contributed to all this hyperpigmentation and things that we're now getting under control because I'm working with a Black esthetician who's been absolutely amazing, to help me work with my skin. But I think we can do a lot of damage by trying to just buy all these products that are oftentimes really harsh, and we don't
Yeah.
know what we're doing.
Yep. Yeah. So, I mean, for me, so initially, I am hands on. So I'm not one of those skincare founders that is just like, oh, I want a skincare line. It's like I I do this every day,
Yes.
right? So one thing as an esthetician that I always ask my clients is like, what are your expectations? Because in anything, you have to manage expectations because some people are like, I want amazing skin next week because it's my wedding, or, and it's kind of like we need to understand like what is actually going to
Mhm.
happen. What are you committed to doing and
Mhm.
how, so a lot of times when I would ask, people would say, I just want to be able to go outside and not
Yeah.
have to wear makeup. So the phrase came like, wear makeup because you want to, not because you have to. But one thing is that I take the time to really explain a lot to my clients and customers, because if you do not understand, I could sell you anything. But if you don't understand why you need to be using it, how you should use it, why it's good for you, after a while, that enthusiasm wears off. And you may also feel like, oh, they just took my money because you don't understand, right? So when I started to develop the line, I wanted it to be very like informative and understand, okay, down to everything. Okay, so like each product has a number on it, right? So it corresponds with the order in which to use the product. So all cleansers start with a number 1,
Mhm.
all toners have a number 2, all your exfoliants have a number 3 on them, like your serums and your masks have a number 4. And then so I do this first, I do this second, I do this third, and then I put on there like a sun or a moon, so I use this product at night. So you know the time that you're supposed to use, because in an interaction, people are like, okay, great, I understand. And then when they get home, it's
What?
like, what did I
Yep.
or I lost the paper, or, and then they fall off the routine.
Mhm.
Their goals are not really being accomplished. So it's like a domino effect. So I really want people to not feel like they're just being sold something, but they understand. So even after they walk away, if you choose to do something else or use a different product, you have knowledge to make very informed
Yeah.
decisions. So that's kind of like the foundation of like my entire brand. So I'm happy you saw a professional. Amen. And it's up from there.
Yeah. And that's, I mean, that's essential. Like, I appreciate that education component. And I've watched several of your YouTube videos as well. Just like, even you have one on like your skincare routine, your nighttime one, and just even how to wash your face and
Mm-hmm.
how to massage, like how you're supposed to, stimulate your lymphatic, nose and your neck and
Mm-hmm.
all those things. And just you're educational in there because you explain this is why you want to rub this way and down this way. And that's important because a lot of times people get these instructions but they don't understand, or the products, and they don't understand this is why you're using it, this is why you need to wash your face this way. And that makes it easier for you to kind of fall off or deviate from the routine because you don't know the
Mm-hmm.
significance of it.
Right, right, right. I'm happy. Because too, one thing is a lot of people don't read. It's like, but it says it right here. It doesn't matter. Like, just make a video. You gotta just put
Yeah.
it, so driving home that I need you to understand. But yeah, it's important because the way that you do things, and even if you're gonna take the time to wash your face, let's make sure that we're like hitting other things, to take care of your whole self. So kudos to you.
It's been, and you know what, it's been a journey, but I have to say that it's actually not as overwhelming as before. Like, now that I just have the guidance and know what to do and have my routine, like I don't have a 20-30 minute skincare routine. It
Yeah.
doesn't take that long for me.
Me
It's just doing this consistently, and being
either.
mindful of what I'm eating and drinking and everything that really makes a huge difference. So when we talk about like skincare routines, what are the essential things that everyone probably should be doing on a daily basis to their skin?
Exfoliation is the foundation of any good skincare routine. Okay. It's my philosophy. And the reason why is because when it comes to like aging and skin congestion and acne and fine lines and things, it's all tied into the rate of your skin's turnover or renewal process. So babies have this nice smooth skin because their skin is turning over or renewing itself at a frequent rate,
Mm.
right? As we age, that is something that slows down amongst other things, which is why you start getting the fine lines and wrinkles. People start experiencing even adult acne, you're hearing
Mhm.
about a lot more. Um, Even exfoliation is tied to proper skin hydration and how your skin is like taking in what you're putting it on. It's like if you have like a whole sheet of dead skin on top and you're trying to moisturize, you need to take this off first so you can really, So glowing skin, it was what everyone wants to be, glowy,
Yeah.
glowy, glowy, right?
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
light is going to reflect on a smooth surface, right?
Mm.
Because it's smooth. In order to get that, you need to exfoliate. Chemical exfoliation is best, especially for us.
Okay.
Scrubs, they don't really do much.
Mm.
We need something that's able to penetrate into the skin and allow the skin to turn over, and something that's working after we've walked away,
Okay.
right? And that's how you get a smooth surface that light is gonna reflect. Look, whoop,
Yeah.
whoop, light.
Yes.
That light can reflect off
Yes.
of, right? So I always say you have to have a good exfoliant. That's number one. Number two, you have to start your anti aging routine before you start aging. We don't need to play catch up, okay?
Mm.
Because it's already started. I don't want to say it's too
Mm.
late because it's not,
Mm.
but you want to start before. So you have to have good serums, okay? So you have to have like your vitamin C's, like your antioxidants, like in your serums,
Mhm.
having something that's super hydrating, like if you have like a concentrated like hydrating serum that has like your hyaluronic acid, your ceramides, your peptides, you want to use these things before the aging starts to happen, and not just on your face. We have skin everywhere, and it's no good to have a snatched face with the neck off, the boobs area looking
Yeah.
crepey. We need to get everything. So when it comes to stuff, I tell my clients, take your exfoliating pads, face, neck, chest, elbows, knees. I use them on my legs. Use your skincare products where you have your skin issues or where your skin needs help. Okay? I have a client, big old butt. And sometimes things get a little off in there. And she's like, what are you using? And it's like, oh, well, I'm using this. I'm like, girl, get your oil, get your even tone enhancer. It has some nice vitamin C in it, has some good antioxidants. It's going to heal things. I am very busty, and under the boobs need love, okay? And these uh little soaps that you get from wherever isn't doing anything.
Yeah.
So the point is that that's the second major, is you have to use your products where you need them. Okay, so people get breakouts on the shoulders, the back. We have a whole big natural hair beautiful journey that has happened, and people are getting breakouts in these places. And the over the counter body wash and the with all the fragrance is not helping you. Use your face wash in these areas. So those would be my top two. And then we do need to wear the sunscreen. That's one of our top anti-aging weapons that we have. And I'm so happy that we've seen such progress when it comes to sunscreen for Black women.
Mhm.
Um, it's come a long way.
Yes. Yes.
And because Black, it's not necessarily even about Black cracking, it's about Black. When Black gets skin cancer, it's very aggressive, it's very fast progressing, okay, and it's very deadly. And people don't realize that you can get sun exposure in your face, on your neck and chest, and then have something cancerous pop up in your bikini line. It's not just necessarily in the areas where you always are getting sun. So we have to be mindful of that, because what I am afraid of, but I think that the sun care movement is helping a lot, is that we're going to start seeing more African American women and men with melanomas. So those would be my top three.
Yeah.
Hope I didn't ramble
Yes.
too much, but it was
Oh my gosh, you gave so much wisdom in all of those, because especially like the tip about using your skincare products like everywhere you have needs. Like I hadn't really thought about that, because I know that some of the things we use on our body, or most of the things we use on our body, we can't necessarily use on our face, but we could certainly use the things that we use on our face on the rest of our body.
bingo. Yes.
Yeah. That right there is a game changer.
Yep.
Yes. And making sure we're washing necks and all of this
Use
when
it.
we're doing washing our face. And for the audience, I will add a link in the description box to show you Eden's nighttime skincare routine video on YouTube, because I think it's excellent, because you show exactly how the motion that you should be washing your face and the direction you should go, and you explain why. And
Yeah.
so I'll include the link in the description box so that y'all in the audience can access that and get that information as well, because a lot of people, they may be washing their face, but they're not hitting this, they're not hitting that. You got to get
Gonna
everything.
be in it, let's just do it, right? Yeah. Because those
Yeah.
little things, little changes, like become big things over time that
Yeah.
really help with, other things in the body. Because our skin is
Mhm.
an organ. So the way that we treat it and the things that we do affect so many other things that, without making it complicated, it really helps, just to understand.
Yeah, absolutely. And one of the other things, in addition to sunscreen, like moisturizing, I
Mm-hmm.
noticed you didn't explicitly mention a moisturizer,
Hmm.
but I joked about it earlier about how growing up, all I used was Noxzema and Vaseline on my face, and Vaseline doesn't moisturize, and I didn't realize that. And so I want to talk about moisturizers, especially since it's about to be cold in a lot of the parts of the country. What should people really be doing to moisturize their face? And for people with oily skin, do they also need moisturizers?
Okay.
Because that's a question that comes up a lot. People think, oh, I have oily skin. I don't need to moisturize because my skin is oily.
So let's normalize hydration and hydrating the skin. Because I think that when people hear moisturizing, they automatically think oil,
Yeah.
right? Okay. So when I was talking about serums and concentrated serums that are hydrating, I specifically mentioned like your hyaluronic acid, your peptides, your ceramides, because the skin needs hydration, which is water, not oil. Okay. The reason why this is so important, especially for us, is because we suffer, or one of our main concerns is post inflammatory hyperpigmentation, right?
Mm.
So, one of the main driving factors of that is when your skin is dehydrated, it
Mhm.
produces more inflammation, like in your this the capillaries in your skin, and it causes you to produce more pigment in response to things, because your skin is dehydrated and lacks water. Okay.
Mm. Okay.
So we love oils, which is fine.
Mm.
However, we need water and things that draw water into the skin and things that keep water in the skin. So we need to focus on. Um, I like the fact that in recent years, gel moisturizers have become more popular.
Mhm.
So that's something I'm particularly launching, hopefully very, very soon. But the
Mhm.
basis of it is hyaluronic acid. And then it has your ceramides in it, your peptides in it, which is really healthy for the skin. But even something that has like glycerin in it, aloe vera in it,
Mm.
once again, your hyaluronic acid, we need those things inside of a moisturizer. You can put an oil on top. It can be combined with oils, but we don't want to think that moisturizing your face is something that's related to oils or butters or heavy things. So those who have oily skin, when you keep stripping the face of oil and you're not giving it water, it tries
Mhm.
to produce on its own, making your skin more oily, creating more problems when it's just begging for water and begging to be hydrated. And because our body is made up of mostly water, we need to give our skin water. And also, drinking a ton of water doesn't necessarily equate to giving your skin hydration. You want to give your body the water that it needs to function and work properly, and the vitamins and minerals it needs, but you also want to put
Mhm.
those things on topically. So my approach is always going to be twofold, like what you need to take internally, like your ingestibles, but then those same things on your face too.
Yeah. I'm so happy you hit on everything, because that's a big one, because I hear that a lot for people who say, well, I drink a lot of water. I drink a lot of water, so I don't really have to use moisturizer like that because I drink a lot of water.
You do. You
Yeah.
do. And it's also like something that's interesting is like people think that they drink a lot of water, but it's like how much is a lot of water? Like, and then also too,
Mhm.
something that's interesting that I like is the fact that, like, the way God makes things, it's like a lot of the things that we are supposed to eat, like our watermelons, our cucumbers, and our have high water content. So you get water, from those things too. But it doesn't negate the fact that you have to drink it, like
Yeah.
drink.
Yeah. Yes. They work in combination.
It all
They work
works
in
together.
combination.
Yeah. What you
Yeah,
eat.
and I want to talk about the ingestibles a little bit, because that's one of the other things that kind of sets Eve Milan apart from other skincare products and service providers, because you really emphasize the importance of what we're putting on the inside
Yeah.
as well as what we're applying topically to
Yeah.
our skin.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of green juice in a wine glass. Okay, yes. Uh, I
I
think
love it.
green juice to be drank out of a wine glass, and let's
Yes.
normalize that. Okay,
Yes.
this whole thing with women and this marketing around being a wino and cocktails, we're literally like dehydrating ourselves. All the alcohol, the coffee, and it's like normalizing it, and it's like, this is not cute. Like,
You're fighting against yourself.
we really don't have the time to not take care of ourselves in this day and age. So I am big on, okay, what are you
Mhm.
eating? Like lifestyle things. A lot of my clients are just dead stressed out. Like stressed. And not realizing how much that plays a huge part in
Mhm.
how it translates into your skin, you know? Um it's like, oh, I started this product, but I'm breaking out. It's like, okay, but what's going on? I got midterms, I got this, I'm taking the
Mhm.
bar. I'm just like,
Yeah.
yes, So the things that we eat and consume definitely help. Like, a lot of us are very vitamin D deficient. And okay, I'm
Mhm.
not a doctor, I'm not a nutritionist, I'm
Mhm.
not diagnosing to anything, but
Mhm.
we definitely need to go to the doctor, and we need to get a
Mhm.
breakdown of what our numbers are. We need to know our numbers, not just the
Mhm.
credit score. We need to know that too, not just what the salary is, because we're big on that. What is our
Mhm.
cholesterol? What are our levels? Are we deficient in things, right? Because our skin is like a mirror of what is happening on the inside. But one thing that I say is that if this is what your skin is telling us and showing the stress that's happening, imagine what we cannot see.
That's the heart disease that's killing Black women.
It's not about always being cute and the
Mhm.
fate, it's like what's happening that we
Mhm.
can't see.
Yeah.
if this is what we do see. That's the bigger picture. I could give you a face mask, but something else is we need to know. So what we are consuming and how our lifestyle is playing out, we need to be on that 100%. So I always love tea. So one of the products that I launched was Skin Clara tea, right? But it's
Yeah.
just like something that you can drink that's going to help with your gut health. It's going to help when it comes to like detoxing in a way, right? Because detoxing is a lot more extensive than just drinking tea. Being
Yes.
honest, right? It's a
Mhm.
lifestyle changes that you need to make, but it's a start in adding certain things into your ingestibles that will help your overall well-being, but also it'll show in your skin. um, but zinc is something that's super important, which is something I include in my products. Magnesium is amazing, like, so I'm big on taking like a magnesium, but talk to your doctor about it, based on what you need. But I see that when I'm consistent with my magnesium, my under eyes look good. Okay, concealer
Mm.
not needed, no, right, but better than this, like, I mean, looks amazing, right? When I notice when I'm being consistent and taking the magnesium.
Mhm.
But I'm big on like minerals, drinking my green juices, and not just your apples. I do put kale in there, but I focus too on herbs. So I will juice parsley, I will juice cilantro, I'll juice mint. That's like my favorite trio. But those things really help to detox the body. It helps with liver function, it helps with your kidneys. And I think it tastes fine. Because I put my little green apples in there too.
And that's good. I'm big on juicing.
Right. Juicing is like
Yeah.
amazing because I'm not going to sit down all the time and eat a bowl of kale. I'm not going to sit down. I'll make a kale salad and I'll put some french fries on top and be blessed, okay? But I
I get it for real. Yes.
try
Just
that recipe. Put the
yeah.
french fries on top and be blessed. But
Yeah.
when you drink a green juice, it's tasty. You got so
Mhm.
much of your nutrients in a day, and your body doesn't have to do so much to break it down because you juiced it.
Yes. You
Um,
don't have the fiber to process it. So it's much
yes.
easier
So
on your body.
just even just adding in a green juice can make a huge difference. And sometimes,
Mhm.
like, I'll put like my little powder supplements and mix them inside, throw it back. At least I did that today
Yes.
because I'm gonna eat what but at least
Yes. I mean, and I love that you say that because a lot of times people think the lifestyle change means, okay, this means I have to cut all this stuff out. And that's not necessarily the case. One of the
right.
things my wellness coach always says to me, and like shout out to Marquita L with L's Wellness, she's awesome because she always says, let's focus on abundance. What are we going to add in? Not let's not talk about what we're going to take away. What are we
Mhm.
going to add in? So, like you suggested, start making some green juices, y'all.
Make
Just add. Nobody's saying that you can't have your fries, those other things, because the other thing I've noticed, the more you add in the things that actually fuel and heal your body, it's going to impact those cravings for the other things. And you'll find that you'll desire that less. So,
Absolutely.
yeah.
So if you just start the morning with, sometimes, like, if I take time, I'd start cutting my apples, my cucumbers, I put my ginger. I love some ginger, okay? I
Yeah.
start putting those things together. I start drinking my green juice. I feel great. Like, okay, Eden, you did
Yeah.
it, Go ahead, girl, you start. And I don't want to have a cheeseburger because I'm
Mhm.
like, okay, I started out good. Let me, let
Yes.
me, let me chill today.
Yes. Make
Um,
it. And I love ginger. I love ginger.
love ginger.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
those together, like apples, the ginger, I do like dinosaur kale in my juice, and the herbs of
Mm.
parsley, cilantro, and mint. It's phenomenal with some lemon. Woo!
Ooh.
I love it. That's like my favorite.
I'm
And
gonna have to try that.
you do, and then get your kids on it too. Juice the carrots, the oranges, the pineapple, like, and but it makes a difference though. It makes a difference.
Yeah, and that's a great and juicing for the parents out there. That's a great way to get your kids, used to their get consuming their fruits and veggies without it being like, oh, am I gonna eat? Am I gonna eat kale? Am I gonna eat this? And
Because
you can use like spinach. I mean, all the greens really.
I use and I know it's not summer anymore, but a summer thing, I would take like strawberries and berries and cut up the watermelon, throw it in the refrigerator, throw it in the freezer for a little bit, let it like
Hmm.
chill down, and then afterwards, like I take it out, put it in the NutriBullet, blend it, and now they have a slushy, but it's all fruit. It's no added sugar. It's
That's a good
no,
one.
and they loved it. Put the pineapples, freeze it, and now they have slushies at dinner. That's fruit. Add in, throw some vegetables in there,
Mm-hmm.
and they don't even know they're having kale. You know,
Yes.
so there are definitely ways for sure.
Yes. And I know we've talked a lot about the value of working like with estheticians like yourself, but a lot of people don't exactly know what estheticians do. Like they know, oh, I can go get a facial, or they can tell me what helped me develop a skincare routine. But what exactly does an esthetician do as opposed to a dermatologist? And how do people know which one they need to choose, or can they work with both?
So definitely working with both is good, because a lot of people will go to a dermatologist first. It seems like, oh, I'm going to see the derm. Fine, great. And then they'll say, well, this didn't work or this didn't. So in my experience, because I worked with a dermatologist for a very long time, and it was great because for me as a skincare professional, I'm able to see a lot of different angles of skin and how things work. And that's why I'm so big on like, cancer checks and wearing the sunscreen and
Mhm.
things like that. Because we do have these things happen to us and it's not good. But a lot of times, derms will prescribe medications or topical things, but they don't necessarily get in there and like spend an hour with you working on your skin and working with you towards your goals. So, a dermatologist is able to prescribe things that we cannot prescribe, okay, because we don't prescribe anything. They are able to diagnose skin issues. We cannot diagnose you with anything. They can work on the epidermis and the dermis. An esthetician's job is to just work on that superficial layer of skin. They can go deeper into the skin, cut into the skin, and do all types of things that's not in our scope of practice. They also deal with things in the hair, like your alopecia, balding issues, hair loss concerns, and they also can deal with or things in the nails. So we just stick to the epidermis. But when it comes to chemical peels, we can do chemical peels just like a derm will do chemical peels. They can, because they are a doctor, do more peels that are very aggressive, which most of the time isn't needed, but they can do those treatments. We can both do laser. We can both, depending on the state that you're in and what those laws are, do like microneedling, which is an amazing treatment for the skin, which basically triggers the skin to want to heal itself. So it's good for pitted acne, scarring, fine lines, and wrinkles. It's great for um, hyperpigmentation, even acne. That's one of my favorite treatments to do. Um, I don't see dermatologists dermaplaning, but they could do that also. So a lot of the treatments and things that we can do are very similar, but an esthetician is like the person that spends more time, like really working with the skin. And then depending on the dermatologist, you see some people are in there 10 minutes, 20 minutes. Okay, what's going on? You need this. Okay,
Mhm.
come back. Whereas we're like doing treatments. A lot of estheticians are going to follow up. I tell my clients, here's my number, contact me. I'm a regular person. Do you have questions, concerns? You know what's going on. So I think it just depends on the practitioner and their personality and their approach to how they deal with clients, because I hear amazing things with derms and people are super happy. I hear
Mhm.
terrible things and people don't like, so it's gonna just be based on what your preference is and how you like to be seen or treated, or and working with both is definitely great.
Yeah, absolutely. I
You
and
need
and
to
what
meet
you
those
described,
checks. So yeah, so having both,
yeah, it certainly can't hurt. I mean, it absolutely can't. And if you have certain hormonal issues, you may definitely need that derm because they may need to prescribe you something to help kind of regulate those hormones.
hmm
But everything you said was absolutely spot on because I'll tell you, the estheticians, the way you all sit down, and in my experience, I have found that most estheticians have a deeper understanding of the ingredients
mm,
in skincare products and being able to understand like this is what you need for your skin and this is what's going to help you, and just being able to give you that education component as opposed to prescribing a particular brand or line but not necessarily telling you like the way you just broke it down, like you all understand the ingredients, like not just saying okay use this brand and everything from them is like great, and as opposed to saying okay this is what your skin needs and this is why, and explaining all of that. It just seems that estheticians in general
have a
have a
different
deeper understanding.
passion,
Yeah,
like, yeah.
yeah, yes, yes. So, but definitely you can definitely work with both. Um, it just, it can't hurt anything. But I absolutely am an advocate for estheticians. I
Yes,
would say people, and I'll say it because you may not want to say it, but I would even tell people if you can't go to both because even if you have health insurance, you're going to have some copays or co-insurance to go see the dermatologist. So you're going to end up spending some money anyway. I would actually suggest that people start the other way around and probably go see the esthetician first because most estheticians are going to tell you like even though you all don't diagnose, you all have so much professional experience that you'll be able to say, you know what, I think that you would benefit from seeing a dermatologist as well, just so that they can assess if you need a prescription for something. So I would
absolutely.
say if you've got to choose, start with the esthetician first and see if that also may be something that's reimbursed via a flexible spending account or healthcare savings plan. Because I'm also really big on people making their money work for them. So if you are getting regular, so I do all this, like so I'm a
I,
believer
I
in it.
see,
So if you've
I
got access to flexible spending accounts, healthcare savings accounts, treatments from estheticians, that's health, that's like a healthcare expense. And so definitely check with your health insurance company and your plan requirements, but in most instances those treatments would qualify as something that you would be able to get reimbursed from using those FSA or HSA funds. But definitely you have to choose one, start with esthetician, and you'll be able to determine if you need to consult with a
No, you're
dermatologist.
right. Because in certain instances, someone will say this or show me something, and I'm like, you need to go see, or I'll see something and say, oh, you need to go get this checked out.
Yeah.
One time in particular, I had a client and we're doing her skin, and she's like, oh, this is rough. And so I'm looking and I'm like, you need to go see a derm, and it was a precancer. Personally, for me, I'll let you know, go,
Yeah.
this is not out of my scope, or I can't
Mhm.
under my profession
Mhm.
diagnose, but I know from what I'm
Mhm.
seeing, you need to go and now,
Yeah.
and then on Instagram, if I could shout out, there's a
Yeah.
page that's brown skin esty, and they have like a list of like all estheticians throughout the United States that you can like find someone in your state, and they're great, so sweet, and they like list a bunch of professionals on there if you need help like finding someone in your area.
Excellent. I think I follow them, but thanks to the Instagram algorithm, I never see their post. So for the audience, I will include that info in the description box. Thank you for mentioning that because the other thing I will say is it's important I think for people of color to see people who are familiar and have experience with working with people of color, because I've heard and seen some horror stories from people who've gotten peels, chemical peels and things from folks who weren't
Mhm.
accustomed to dealing with
Yeah.
melanated skin. And so it's
Yeah.
important you have the right to ask
Yes.
that provider if they have experience in working with brown skin, and ask for, some reviews or testimonials and things. Do your due diligence. And when people get chemical peels and things like that, make sure you understand the prep that goes with it. Because some people think, oh, I can go and do this, and then I'm going to go to this party the next day and wear all this makeup or do whatever. No, make sure you understand what the home care is going to be, because the estheticians, although y'all make miracles happen, oh my gosh, y'all really do. A lot of it is about our home care as well. And you got to know what you're supposed to do at home.
Yeah, and even things before treatments, like your skin being properly prepped first, especially when you're working with acids and high levels of acids and stuff like that. I'll tell my clients all the time, listen, I understand you see these things on Instagram and people's faces sheeting and peeling, but your skin has to be prepped for that, because you don't go to the gym and start lifting a 100-pound weight. You start off with 5 pounds and you work your way up, or you are going to tear or break something. The same thing with the skin. You can burn through things or start to destroy things in the skin that after a certain age you don't regenerate. So, all these aggressive treatments that you're seeing all the time, though it looks cool, if your skin is not properly prepared for it, you're doing more damage than good. So, you need to really go to someone who knows what they're doing. You can ask them questions. They should be able to explain to you, explain like what the treatment protocol is and what their plan to get you there is, and then, prep first and work your way. But for like stronger treatments, my clients are prepping at least 2 4 weeks ahead of time with melanin suppressants, because our skin just reacts like that. And if you're not like prepping, you can like create another problem. So yes, you're right.
Thank you for that point.
Mhm.
Before we wrap up, are there any other tips that you want to leave the audience with on just, healthy, proper skincare?
I don't know. There's so much. I could go on and on.
I
Um,
know
um,
it.
okay, so I have a philosophy that there's nothing that you cannot fix with 3 steps, right? So I don't feel like anyone should feel intimidated at this new wave of like skin enthusiasts to have like a million different steps going on. I am a mother, I have 2 kids, I have 2 businesses. Like, I don't have time as an esthetician to be in the mirror all day and all night. So 3 solid steps, a good 10 minutes, okay, is all you need. All right. You just have to be consistent. You want to have quality products, right? And you want to be consistent. You want to have quality products and you want to be consistent. And a lot of times, like a lot of people, when I ask them, like, what's your routine? They're using certain brands that we've heard a lot and they have commercials and stuff like that. And when you're looking at ingredients, if one of the ingredients is water, and there's 8 total ingredients, one is water, 5 ingredients are parabens. What are we getting here? Okay. Even though it might be possible that you're not having reactions or you're not you can do better. Okay.
Yeah.
Because what we're doing now is going to affect our skin health in the future. So put good things in your skincare bank. Okay. So when I was creating a product, we won Allure Best in Beauty this year. Did you hear? Oh my
Yes,
God. Like what? I was literally standing at the register at Staples buying school knickknacks for my
congratulations. Is that what you
child.
found out?
And I'm like, and I see Bing, and I'm like, what's this? And I'm sitting there whole line. I'm like, hold up, no. What? And
Wow.
the lady was like, "Are you okay?" And I was like, "I think we just won a Lord Best in Beauty." But it was
Oh my
like
God.
confidential for like months. But when I was creating the winning product, right? I
Yes.
worked hard on this, okay? And I was vetting out different manufacturers, and you don't see a lot of black owned brand with sheet masks because the minimums are like crazy, like 40,000 units, 100,000.
Oh
I'm
wow.
like, where am I gonna put this? What? What? Oh, okay. So I'm vetting out manufacturers, and one of them was like, so I'll like say I want this, because I'm big on ingredients, and I'm like, and give me good percentages. Okay,
Mm,
if the concentration or can be to this level, don't give me 0.005 and just to say it's there and then it's not doing anything.
right.
And one of the manufacturers I was talking to was like, "Well, there's another brand that's very big that has biocellulose sheet mask, and their only ingredient is water, and they are selling for twice the amount that you plan on retailing for, and their only ingredient is water." I said, "I'm not selling my customers water. Are you kidding me?" And the mask sells. It's a huge brand that a lot of professional estheticians use too. The only ingredient is water. And you know what's crafty? They have it written like water, aqua, eau, like in English, French, so it looks like it's more. It's water. Okay? Let that sink in.
We gotta start reading these ingredient labels
Gotta
on everything.
read.
We read it on the food, read it on everything, y'all.
To read what you're getting. So I had to move on from that. I wanted it to have CoQ10 in it because that's cell food. That's something we should be taking internally
Mm,
because it's the food that our cells need as energy to perform
mm,
its functions, every cell. So when it comes to
okay.
skin regeneration, every function in our body, we need CoQ10.
Okay.
So not just vitamin C is like, oh, you're gonna have your marketable ingredients,
Mhm,
but I wanted to pair
mhm,
it with nice things. So when you open the box, right, I have
mm,
like on the sides, like the ingredients and then why the ingredients are important. Daisy extract is a nice hydroquinone alternative, which is brightening, botanical, and how these ingredients are beneficial topically and internally. But you have to know your ingredient, like what is in the product that you are using. And then I included like a self care checklist of things that you could do while you're sheet masking and chilling. Okay. And you can check it off. And because we need to relax, we're so stressed out that what's the
mhm,
point of being cute and inside you're falling apart or emotionally or you're
mm,
stressed out? We should do a giveaway. You tell me. But then there's a QR code that I put here that you can scan that if you have
mhm,
questions, you can contact. You
mhm,
can watch videos, you can schedule a
mm.
consultation because I am a regular person and I want to know what you want to know. Okay. I want to answer your
Yeah.
questions. I want you to understand. So contact us, sister.
Yes.
But I worked so hard on this product and COVID like delayed stuff, but we launched and I was just so like overjoyed that we won. Like, because you see like a lot of they're in Sephora and they have Best in
Yeah.
Beauty and it's great. So definitely check this out. Okay. We need to do a
That's
giveaway or something.
yeah, as you're showing it, I'm like, "Ooh." I'm like, "I gotta do something like what Oprah does, like her favorite things."
Yeah,
Like, "Ooh, yeah, this needs to be
you
shared with
determined, but
people."
we gotta give away, right? You
Yeah.
gotta give. Let's give.
Yes, yes.
Um,
People need to have this.
But skincare does not need to be intimidating. It doesn't need to be complicated. It doesn't need to be long winded, okay? It just needs to be quality and it needs to be consistent. And
Mhm,
skincare is not just your face. You have skin everywhere. Take care of it and understand that what we consume, what we put into our bodies is what is going to show on our skin. But what we can't see is more important than what we can see. And we take care of ourselves wholeheartedly, holistically. And that's all I got. That's all.
yay! Oh my gosh, you are awesome. You are awesome. Thank you.
Thank you for
Like,
having
thank
me.
you
I
for
love girl
you.
chats. I don't
Yeah,
I have two girls and I'm always working, so I don't get like.
yes. Yeah. Is and when you I mean, like, your energy is infectious
Oh,
because this is something you're truly passionate about. Like, I mean, the way when you watch this, I can't wait for you to see yourself. And when you talk about it, like, because it shows the passion, like you actually, you care.
Yeah, I do. I
You
care.
care.
I
You know, it's not just about selling a product. It's about, you know what? This is about your whole being.
care.
I want you to not just look fabulous, but I want you to be fabulous.
Fabulous. Really, be fabulous. I love one of the reasons for starting the line was that I wanted to kind of get some time back in a way because I did want to focus on being a mom and not just work, work, work and one to one. So having a product line helps to put something out that's healthy and not toxic for Black women, that cares about Black women. So I think about my aunties, my friends, my cousins, and what would be good. Oh, do you like this? My aunt's a nurse, and I just send her products, send it to her nurse friends, and stuff like that. So I really think about my people when I'm putting things out there. What's healthy, what's quality, what's not taking advantage of people. um but when I'm working with my clients, it's a passion of mine because we talk about so much stuff. I learn from them, they learn from me, we share with each other, we talk
Yeah.
about relationship things and mothering and family,
Mhm.
and I really like that. So I remember someone was like, would you ever choose? And I'm like, I don't think so, like, because I do like, I love that. I love that. Like my clients become like friends, family.
Mhm.
People message me.
Mhm.
One lady is a client of mine. She might be in Missouri, where you are, and like she said, her daughters are like, "Why are you messaging her like that?" And we talk, and never met her ever, and we talk, "Hey, girl," and yeah, because I just took the kids, and I'm like, "All right, enjoy," because we're people,
Yes.
like we hop on the phone, we have skincare consultations, let's have a check-in. How's your products going? All right, maybe we need to step things up. I really, I love it's like it is in a way an extension of me, and I really do love what I do. I love my people, and I like take time in what I want to put out there, so that, yeah.
Yes. And you will always, I was talking to a friend the other day about that. I said so often people are chasing the bag and they really need to be chasing their passion. Because if you chase what you're passionate about, you won't have to chase it. Like it consumes you and you will have a way will be paved for you so that you can be successful and live in abundance in whatever your passion is. And that's what's happening for you. That's why have been, your products are being recognized because you are reaching people and you're doing it for an authentic reason. And we need it. We need it.
Yeah, yeah, this is great. I'm happy. Yay.
Yay! Yay! Thank you so much,
Yes, so happy
everybody. There
holidays,
will be,
everyone.
yes,
Yes.
yes. That's
Enjoy
what it's all about.
your family. And yeah, that's what it's all about. That's what it's all about. Yes. And have a blessed and prosperous new year from my family to yours.
Thank you. Right back at you.
Yeah.
Everybody, in the description box, I will have so many links for y'all. I will include that video that shows Eden's nighttime skincare routine. I'm going to have the link to the face mask, and we're going to be talking about a giveaway.
Yeah.
So we will
Let's
have
do
a link for that in there, to her website and everything. So there'll be lots of links. So just check the description box, so for you to be able to find Eden's products and those videos. And thank you so much for chatting with me, you guys. This is Charlene
it.
Ketchum, She Confidential. Until next time.